At last. Did you see what's happening outside? Red Mountain rumbles louder and more frequently. The sky grows dark, and worst of all, the people are beginning to notice. In part, Lord Vivec is not well. I won't allow his followers to see him in this state. He continues to lose energy, and it's becoming... I'll review these documents and present your findings to Lord Vivec. I was against bringing you into this investigation, but I was wrong. Thank you for aiding us. Very well. Tell me what you learned at each of the locations, and let's see what conclusions we can... From what you discovered, I dare say there may be a correlation between the Nicotic Relic and the tool Barrelzal mentioned. So it appears. Lord Vivec's doing his best not to complain, but I can see how much the draining of his energy has cost him. Barrelzal faithfully served Sotha Sil. He's as loyal to the Tribunal as I am. He would never intentionally harm Lord Vivec. But that tool he mentioned... Lord Vivec doesn't want his followers to see him in such a weakened state. Only you, Canon Levuel, and myself are permitted into his palace now. So your notes say, and this Saren assisted you. Interesting. Most Ashlanders want nothing to do with the Tribunal. Even interesting theory. Perhaps Chodala's staff can steal Vivec's energy. But I have a hard time imagining how an Ashlander could accomplish such a...
Lord Vivec isn't receiving visitors today. My lord, please let me send for aid. Perhaps one of the healers can help you.
Pain is best tolerated in private. As I have written in the 37th ballad.
There must be something I can do.
You can call the Archcanon. He should hear the news our friend brings us. The river drains into the sea as my divinity flows out of me. Need some work. As you can see, I continue to lose energy. An Ashlander? That seems unlikely, but I trust your instincts. We need to find out more about this Chodala and the ancient enemy that aids him.
My lord, the Outlander may have actually discovered something. After further examination of the documents you brought back, I have to agree with your assessment. The Ashlander Chodala has somehow siphoned divine energy away from Lord Vivec. Not exactly. But now that we know that the affliction isn't natural, we can work toward a solution, one that probably involves Chodala's staff. How the Ashlander got his hands on Sotha Sil's tool, and eventually, but we need to be cautious. If Chodala is as respected as you say, attacking him would start a war we can't afford to partake in. Go to Aldrin and talk to his sister, Saren. Get to Aldrin and locate Saren. She needs to tell us more about Chodala, and then help us acquire his staff. Without it, we can't restore Vivec. Meanwhile, didn't we cover this? Let me refresh your memory. Lord Vivec suffers stoically as his divine energy drains away. Neither my administrations nor his defenses have been sufficient to plug the hole. If we knew for certain, we wouldn't be sending you to make a deal with a heretical Ashlander, now would we? Chodala must have something to do with Vivec's energy loss. but the how and why remain. Everything you uncovered suggests the staff and Sotha Sil's missing tool are one and the same, and it's obviously connected to Chodala's newfound powers. Experience, Outlander. Experience. I have seen the Dunmer rage against the gods at the least provocation. The people don't handle the infirmities of their deities very well, especially when those infirmities could foreshadow Red Mountain eruption or portend moonlets fall from the sky. They try not to think about them at all. The Ashlanders are savages. They refuse to acknowledge the supremacy. The Ashlanders hold to superstitions the way Quama protect their eggs. If they really considered Chodala to be the Nerevarin, then any act...
The birds bend their knees so old, snarling hiss. Children.
Come in and rest those weary bones. You have a look about you. Some sort of quality that's rare to find. And trust me, I'm never wrong about these sort of things. Can I interest you in a room at the local inn? Look, empty rooms are just bad for business. The upkeep alone costs me more than the place is worth. But I think we can come to a sort of arrangement. And not the sort of arrangement that involves... I need someone to improve the reputation of my properties. A hero type who people look up to. And I have a feeling about you. You've done something... Yeah, all right. Details. I can see how this might be a bit sketchy, but don't worry. The inn room is well kept, conveniently located. I know you adventuring types wanting a home in every town. This would be a nice addition to your holdings. No catch. I just need someone to freshen up my image. And my gut tells me you're the one to do that. As long as you're not planning on turning it into a skooma den or an out... Oh, sure. You can set up some crafting stations, house your pets, display any treasures or trophies you've come upon in your adventures. Excellent. You won't regret this decision, I swear. Here's the deed and key to the room. Hope the room is to your liking. With your reputation, I'm sure you shouldn't have any trouble with the neighbors. If you do, remember death threats are not the way to go. Had a spot of trouble when my last tenant started sending those. Nope, just make yourself at home. Spruce things up a bit. Honestly, I can't wait to see how you arrange the place. Hopefully you'll end up with a few less Daedric shrines than another. Oh, what a relief. I can't tell you how hard it is to wash bloodstains off of cobble floors. But that's not even the worst of it. I've had tenants cram their rooms with the wildest things. Mounts, foliage, assistants. I mean, I own this and several other properties throughout Tamriel. It pays to diversify.
This is bad. This is very, very... You look well-traveled, friend. Are you, by chance, going to Sadrith Mora? I can make it worth your while. Opportunity? Well, that's what I thought. Until I angered Devaith Fair by failing to deliver the special mushrooms he ordered on time. Lost the shipment. Now I'm in a bind. I have the mushrooms, but I'm afraid Fair will evaporate me for late delivery. You aren't at fault for the late delivery, so Fair shouldn't do anything to you. Won't do anything to you, I mean. I guarantee it. Besides, I'll let you keep the payment he owes me as well. I'd rather avoid the situation altogether at this... You're saving my life here, friend. I don't dare refuse the order, but I also don't want to meet a displeased. For someone who's helping me out this much, you can ask as many. Sadrith Mora is up on the eastern coast, so you could walk, but I wouldn't recommend it. Talk to Cinda, our local navigator. She can sail you up there on her next trip. That's how I was going to get there until I missed my delivery time. The Telvanni aren't like you and I, friend. They're powerful and quick to anger and have no qualms about harming them. No clue. If a Telvanni mage wants them, I can only suppose they have magical properties. You won't see me putting them in any of my stews, that's for damn sure.
What do you want?
So much to do.
By the three, I've never seen the mountain so active. And Bardao, I swear the moonlit looks like it's about to fall from the sky. I can't wait to set sail and put dry ground behind me. I was planning on sailing to Sadrith Mora next, but I don't mind taking you to an Alliance capital. Trade is always good in the capitals.
What do you want?
so much to do, so little time.
Speak of your desires. I am certain that Telvanni can help you.
Oh, dear Tywin, how I long to see you smile.
One more late shipment, Bolin, and you will never work in Vardenfell again.
I'm terribly sorry, Master. It won't happen again.
Ah, another useful idiot approaches. And what trifling matter brings you to me? I trust you're not here to waste my time. That would end badly for you. So Edrino finally came through, did she? And she sent you in her place, no doubt because she believes I will turn her into a Vardvak, or such nonsense. The things these come. If you're lying, you do so remarkably well. If you're not, it is of no concern to me. And that concludes my deliveries for today. What an exciting life I lead.
Ah, it warms my scales to see you once more, my friend. I wish I could thank you for my freedom, but as you can see, it was short-lived. I see you still wear no shackles. Will you aid me once more? In truth, you would be helping many Saxhleel, myself included. During my latest escape attempt, I met an amber beauty with eyes like summer rain. Her Lukial name is Sun in Shadow, but I seek her out in Tel Naga. If I know my heart, she will be sunning herself in the light of some book. Always reading that one, always learning. If all goes to plan, she will read her books. Walk with Sithis, my friend, and mind the Telvanni. They spin. I ventured too far from the Hist and did not heed the bird sign. Laws are slippery things. The Ebonheart Pact outlawed Argonian slavery, but House Telvanni... I thank you for your offer, but I tire of breaking free only to be recaptured a day later. Sun in Shadow. Mages mostly. Members of the so-called Great House Telvanni. Yes, and Khajiit also. You see, for a Telvanni, life is nothing but a cheap struggle for mass.
Yes, can I help you, Suryo? Bless his eyes. Yes, I'm Sun in Shadow. Ioki told you I have a plan to earn our freedom, right? It will require finesse and discretion. She's a recently elevated Telvanni Magister. Not so set in her ways as the others, and probably more likely to remember her early struggles. I know she wants something from Zane Terrar. I'm afraid not. I traded in some favors to get a better idea of what she's seeking, but I learned very little. Apparently her mouth. Oh, yes. House Telvanni has its warts, but it's a true meritocracy. With enough guile and cunning, even a lowly slave can sit on. The runner's been haranguing the council, trying to get their help in claiming Zane Terraris from House Redrin. She wants something in that shrine. I aim to get it for her. Her mouth, Erevan. Be cautious in the council house, Sarah. House Telvanni is not just some beast you can slay. In this place, subtlety will serve you. Truthfully, it doesn't. Not yet. Telvanni plots take time to develop. If I do I sense a rebuke? It's not ideal, I know. It was during one of his many escape attempts. I was cleaning Master Otheri's table. He hesitated, even smiled. You don't see Mars slaves smile much. Certainly not when there's an old alchemist's proverb. No reaction is ever so forceful as the mixing of opposing components. A mouthful, I know, but it...
And who might you be? Master Erevan is away on business. Has been for some time, in fact. I know a prowler when I see one. No one just wanders into a council mouth's office looking around. I should the one about Zane Terraris, is it? Well, I could call the guard and be about my day, but I am a Telvanni after all. We don't turn away an opportunity when it presents itself. It's a matter of literature, or lack thereof. I wrote a poem, you see, a cloying, drunken mess of a poem. The post delivered it to my darling Ithran Dora just this. She spends most of her time in the study, here in the council hall. She's very diligent, always leaning over one book or another. And the poem's terrible. Plus, if word got to my parents that I'd been courting a wood elf, I'd be written out of the will. Why do you think Ithran Dora keeps it on her? She knows that if Master Erevan gets wind of this, he might dismiss me from his service. She's such a pretty, dainty thing. Not at all like those other scrawny Aegon elves.
from me!
What do you want?